President Trump is moving forward with tariffs on steel and aluminum imports to the United States. The president signed a proclamation Monday to impose a 25% import tax on steel and aluminum goods coming into the country. He also threatened to impose reciprocal tariffs to match any duties other countries have on American goods. So think of that as a tit-for-tat retaliation measure. Meanwhile, on the legal front, a federal judge has extended a delay on the president's proposed buyouts for federal workers. The judge says he will keep the program on pause until he makes a final decision. And the administration is offering some 2 million federal workers the choice to accept a deferred resignation. Employees who accept will be paid through the end of September, but critics are calling the plan chaotic and argue the administration can change the terms of the deal whenever it wants. CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro joins us now. Aaron, we're going to get to tariffs in a moment, but we just heard Trump made some comments in the Oval Office about Gaza. So what did he say?
That's right. Reporters in the Oval Office with President Trump, and we'll see playback of this later, said when Trump was asked about Hamas's reported suspension of releasing hostages, President Trump said that if the hostages are not released by noon on Saturday, he would say to cancel the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Obviously, a big comment there, just given the Trump administration's involvement when it came to that ceasefire in December of last year, and just generally when it comes to Middle East policy right now.
Wow, Saturday. I mean, we're definitely going to be watching that. But as you said, a major proclamation there. I do want to get back to tariffs because we've got some big news there. So why is President Trump targeting steel and aluminum, and how soon could these tariffs take effect?
Yeah, President Trump signed two proclamations establishing a 25% tariff on aluminum and steel coming into the U.S. The one on aluminum builds upon a 10% tariff that he had in his first administration. He has pitched this, and White House have pitched this tariff in multiple ways, one being to undo some of the tariff agreements that were during President Biden's term. During President Biden's tenure, when it came to steel tariffs, President Biden came to an agreement with the European Union to remove those. Trump is putting those back on. And he's also arguing that it'll help domestic and U.S. steel companies, just given that the prices for foreign steel coming in will be higher. He's really banking on that to help U.S. steel, to help domestic companies in the industry here in the U.S. And we saw for some of those companies, share prices rise this morning.
Yeah, it's an interesting point because the argument for tariffs, right, is to incentivize manufacturers to bring some of that production here. But then you have aluminum and steel costing more. They have to pay more for those input costs. So a really interesting tension. I want to stay on tariffs. Have we gotten more clarity from the White House on the terms of those proposed reciprocal tariffs? And how are other nations reacting?
Yeah, we're expected to hear details of that either Tuesday or Wednesday. President Trump said that he would have a news conference to kind of talk and give more details about reciprocal tariffs, which, as you described, are kind of tit for tat, kind of matching tariffs that other countries already have. And just given how President Trump, acted with tariffs regarding Canada and Mexico earlier this year, you're seeing other countries, especially those in Europe, really take his threats, what he has said about tariffs, seriously. You saw France's foreign minister say in the past day or so that the European Union would replicate any additional tariffs imposed on their countries by America. Germany made similar comments in terms of a retaliatory response. And in Canada, just kind of going back real quick, the steel tariffs, you saw Ontario's leader say that Trump is moving the goalposts and saying that this will hurt the economy, and especially the linked economy between that part of Canada and auto industries in Detroit. So other countries are certainly watching to see and reading what Trump is imposing in regards to tariffs.
Yeah, watching indeed. Real quick before I let you go, Aaron, the legal battle over proposed buyouts for federal workers. While we await the judge's final decision, I mean, just how much of the government's workforce could be incentivized to resign if a judge lets the offer stand?
Yeah, the latest numbers we have heard from the Office of Personnel Management is that over 65,000 federal workers have accepted this. This is a bit over 2%, maybe between 2 and 3% of the general federal workforce, so a bit shy of the 5% goal that they had. But the OPM, the office kind of handling all of this, says they don't have a breakdown of the agencies yet, though we do know there have been exemptions for those working in Postal Service or those working in fields regarding national security.
Okay, so 2 to 3% or so. Aaron Navarro, thank you.